Guides, where we talk about a monster's moves, their move sets, runes, partners who to pair it up with in PvP, competitive Y, what's the best runes, all that jazz. Today we're doing a subscriber request. We are doing a guide on Anton Acorne. Krabby's asked me to do this guide, and so I'm doing it. So yeah, looking over this guy's kit, and just thinking back to like my first two guides that I did on the channel, like the like debate on like who was better, like Varuna or like Lord Mammoth. So yeah, this guy, if like just to sum it all up, if this guy is the guy where like it's just those two debates, but when this guy comes into the debate, this guy is just the better end of this. Like he's the better end of it. Uh, and yeah, this guy just does better. I mean, like if you take the really time to think about it, he is kind of better than Varuna. Uh, well, no, he is just completely better in terms of competitive use. With Varuna, really, he's not immune to freeze, and this guy's immune to freeze. His damage output is better than Mammoth. His life is okay enough for sustainability, and his speed's obviously faster than both of theirs. Um, and this guy's moves are kind of really good too, like they're really decent AoEs and stuff like that. Uh, but in all honesty, though, the best attacker in the game so far is obviously Blob, just because of his 100% stamina drain and all that jazz. So he can literally keep the enemy attacker from attacking at all times, and that's really nice. Uh, but yeah, with this guy though, he kind of does he's got like single target restraints too. Like he is a pretty nice monster. He's also a really strong attacker too. Uh, in that regard, he has stamina drain too. He does like he's kind of a mixture of both Varuna and Lord Mammoth, and you'll see that in his kit. So his power is 3,531. That's a really high power. It's probably one of the highest for water monsters, and maybe like in the top tier attacks for monsters. Its life is 28,350. Its speed is 3,465. That's a really high speed too. And I honestly think this guy can actually, like, depending on if like the rune set, if the Varuna is going like 2 damage at a speed, and this is also, of course, they are at the same level, this guy will obviously outpace him first. And yeah, this guy's a really strong monster. He is a water type, so therefore his weakness is obviously thunder, and his trait is immunity to freeze. This is honestly one of the like better traits to have in the game. Honestly, this is the most powerful trait to have, immunity to freeze, because like in all honesty, how commonly do you not see people use things like Theytes or just freezers all around? Like I know like Theytes just does the stamina drain, but she also has a freeze move. Frostbite's also going to be commonly seen nowadays, so immunity to freeze is that much more important. I just think immunity to freeze all around is just really important. Because it's such a common deny skill in Monster Legends, and you see it all the time. It can be repeated. Being frozen sucks, and having this ability is really helpful. It basically means unless the enemy denier has like AoE stun or something like that, then you will, like, that's the only time you'll not see this guy move, unless it's like a possessor too, which is also kind of weird. But yeah, freezing is one of the most common things to see in Monster Legends, so this is a really good trait to have. So, we're gonna go down to his alt. Sea King deals heavy water damage to all enemies by freeze targets. This is a really strong alt, especially in the fact that it can freeze people. So this is a good denial. This is a really good alt to have. We're going down to his second moveset. I don't know if his first set is not that very impressive. We got Punching Wave. Deals heavy water damage by freeze target, requires cooldown. This is a great move to have because it counters Varuna. essentially. I know it doesn't like it's not an AOE freeze. People, I know obviously this guy doesn't in his kit he doesn't have an AOE freeze. Uh, but in all honesty, though, this guy isn't really a denier to begin with. But like in terms of like damage output and all that jazz, he is really better. So yeah, this is a single target freeze. This is easily like a better freeze move than both of Lord Mammoth's single freeze moves, simply because it's on a 4-turn cooldown, and it's a 1-turn cooldown, and it's not weak like the 2-turn cooldown that Lord Mammoth has too, like the 45 damage one. It's 5 power stronger, which is really nice. Aqua Stomp. This is okay. This is one of the reasons why I think he's better than Varuna. Aqua Stomp deals moderate special damage to all enemies, removes 50% of stamina from targets, requires cooldown. At blind sight, that doesn't seem like a whole lot. I mean, like you'd want to do like full restrain, like AoE freeze. I know that's important, but honestly, stamina drain is the best thing to have in the game, and just to remove 50% of it is pretty rough, especially if you pair it up with things like Singlarius, which is also really tough again. So this guy's very good at that. This guy's very good at removing stamina, which Varuna can do, but it takes time, but this guy just does it right away. So that's kind of why he's kind of better than Varuna, because he's also immune to Varuna's AoE freeze. And the only thing that can really like stun him really is Varuna's like single target stun. But in all honesty, yeah, this guy obviously won't really worry too much about being a stun to turn. Is just that really good, honestly. So yeah, this is a good move to run. I totally run this move. Aqua Stomp is just too valuable of a move not to run. He's kind of similar in Lord Mammoth in the fact that his thing is a 4-turn cooldown. Even though Mammoth is 10 more power higher than this move, it still has that relatable 4-turn cooldown. Aqua Sword deals heavy water damage, gains stamina regeneration, requires cooldown. This is a really nice skill to have, especially if you don't have a monster like regenerates your stamina, essentially. It may not be a move that you need to run, just because like the supporter monster usually takes care of stamina refilling and stuff like that. Usually, it depends on your team comp again. Use this move if you don't plan on using like a stamina refiller ever. This is just good, stamina regain. It counters pretty much like having no stamina at all, which is really nice. And yeah, we got 100 tentacles here. Deals heavy special damage, may stun target, requires cooldown. This is another reason why he's better than Varuna. This runs on a single turn cooldown. Varuna's runs on a 4-turn cooldown. You will be hitting people much more efficiently with this than you will with Varuna's 4-turn cooldown, which is why it's really nice. So totally run this move. I recommend running both 100 Tentacles and Punching Wave to have that just that synergy of deny. Impure Water deals moderate water damage to all enemies, may apply stamina leak to all targets. This is another reason why he's like Varuna. This is very strong, especially paired up with Aqua Stomp. This guy's very good at like stamina draining enemies just efficiently, more efficiently than Varuna. Which is really nice. Yeah, he's just really good at stamina drain all around. Humanoid Sword. It deals heavy water damage, gains 50% stamina, requires cooldown. You can run this move instead of like one of the deny skills. But honestly, again, usually your supporter can usually do this. This is good in Team Wars too. Since being the fact that both of these kind of closely just cost 30 stamina. There's only one stamina different, but it's honestly kind of like 30 stamina. But yeah, this is also a good move to run. So honestly, move sets. This is just the main moveset I recommend. Aqua Stomp, Punching Wave, or just Punch Wave. Punch Wave, 100 Tentacles, and Impure Waters. Just so you can cycle between them. Or you can do like all three of the, like, obviously you want the freeze move. The freeze moves is too nice. not to have, or you can run 100 tentacles. You can choose one of the deny moves plus humid sword, just so you don't have to ever recharge, which is really nice. You can cycle between the two, because you're honestly, when you're during that time, you're gonna be waiting 4 turns for these to cool down anyway, and by that time the match should be over anyway. Really, because between the damage output, especially if you're like a buffer, the match will go pretty quickly. Because of his phenomenal damage to begin with. So that is my put on this guy's movesets. Runes. Basic attack build. You can run him as a full deny, just straight up. He has that speed to compete with the other deniers. He has the power to compete with other like monsters too. So you can do 2 speeds and a strength. You can do 3 speed. You can just go full speed. He's not like I wouldn't say he's like a main denier. You can do it for fun, but he shouldn't really be used as a main denier. You can do just a whole bunch of stuff with him. Really, you can make him tanky. That's a fun thing. You could probably throw like 2 lives and a speed. Because in Team Wars, I don't really think they'll be able to handle you. Because think about it, you can't really be, unless they have like a monster that stuns, you can't really be denied any like moves. So why do you need to worry about being faster than the enemy? Which is really nice about immunity to freeze, because everybody uses freeze. I can't imagine a team comp that doesn't have a monster that doesn't freeze. Because freeze is just such a powerful thing in the meta. And people use it all the time. The only time I don't see anyone really, like, the only time you're gonna be denied is if the enemy is running a stun denier, like Tempest or like Brontes. That's really the only time I ever see stun deniers, really. Or just the fact that like attackers sometimes run stun moves too. Attackers can run stun moves. But keep in mind, the attackers sometimes with the stun moves can be kind of slow. I think Will Razorface is the only exception to that, because he is actually pretty fast. So yeah, this guy works in a variety of situations. This is quite honestly one of the better monsters in Monster Legends, just because of his diversity. Now. Partners, honestly, you can honestly fit this guy in any team comp. Buffers, like I said, buffers are an essential part of every team. You can have a buffer that's immune to stun or freeze. I personally like using reptie, because he's also immune to freeze, and I kid you not, I see it all the time. People use freeze a lot. People will try and freeze you. You could do, for a denier, I guess you could do, like, I'd probably say, like, Frostbite, or, like, Singlarius. I suppose maybe not Singlarius, because then your other move, your Stamina Leak move would kind of be irrelevant at that point. But yeah, that would also work. Singlarius would also, you can also combo that with Singlarius. You could just keep that Stamina Leak going forever, really. So, yeah, I'm gonna recommend Singlarius. Singlarius, quite honestly, if you wanted to, like all time, like you don't want to ever be denied, the combination would be Kalik, Singlarius, and this guy. If you run those team, it's going to be really hard for you to be denied. Like the extra guy slot, like Singlarius is the extra guy slot, obviously, so you can pair that up with really another stamina drainer, really, and they'll never get to attack you, because just so much stamina drain goes on. Stamina Drain, I think, also kind of kills Voltic. I don't know by how much, but when people shove like a crap ton of stamina runes, the effects on Stamina Drain are pretty heavy. They just are, because they won't get as much attacks in as they would have normally, and that's really nice. So, yeah, that's all I really have to say about Anton Acorne. If you got any suggestions, please list them in the comments below. Also, by the way, this guy's also been in breeding events. You can buy him if you don't plan on, like, waiting. I mean, like, breeding events take, like, I think it's, like, every month. And this guy may not be in the next one or in the next one, or like it could take a while. It rotates. I've seen like the prisoner so many times, so this guy might pop up again. This guy is a really awesome guy. He is worth the buy if you do plan on buying a monster. This guy is pretty good in the fact that he's an attacker that can't be denied pretty much unless it's like a stunner denier really, or a stamina drainer. Theites. But yeah, this guy isn't worth the buy. He is really awesome. This has been DibtheAwesome. I'll talk to you guys later.